Since everyone's already jumped out of every conceivable window with the Foot Locker and Nike news, I'll keep this short, but the number one thing I learned, people are incapable of reading and then comprehending what's in front of them.
I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see. Yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take it.
Everybody, it's your girl TJ back with another video on Talks with TJ, and I know there's tons of content already out in relation to Nike and Foot Locker. And again, if you aren't under some, I don't know how large a rock you would have to be under, but everyone and their mom reported on Nike's direct-to-consumer strategy now having an effect on Foot Locker and their partnership, and CNN reported on this. I didn't really care for their headline. Sneaker News had to actually update what they had put out because I don't know if it was really on them or more so on the fact people can't comprehend what is in front of them. Because you know what, I'm gonna read explicitly what the Foot Locker representative said. And it wasn't just any representative, mind you, it's the CEO of Foot Locker. What was said by Richard Johnson? There was a concentration into some very specific styles that Nike certainly drives through their direct-to-consumer business, and that's where the allocation pressure will be. We still have access to all of those products. We'll just see different quantities flowing our way. I don't know in that statement anywhere where it said, hey, Nike is 100% pulling all of their product, all of their SKUs off of our shelves. Where was that mentioned? Maybe I missed it. I don't know. Maybe I missed it, but nowhere in that statement did he provide context that Nike would sever all ties with Foot Locker. But that's what some of these publications chose to print, that Nike was 100% done with Foot Locker, pulling all the way out. And I'm like, that first off, that wouldn't happen that like logistically. Where are you going to put the product? Where? Because the new stores that Nike would love to build and they have plans to build, those locations aren't up and running yet. So where are you going to store these items?
People are saying, oh my God, Foot Locker will be bankrupt in a month.
I don't think that's how these multi-billion-dollar valued companies work. Like, they were able to lose millions on millions in market value, and they're not bankrupt. So if you thought they would go bankrupt based on just the news, shouldn't they already be bankrupt based on how the market responded? No. Ha! So, rethink that logic there. I'm pretty sure Foot Locker will be fine. This isn't new. Foot Locker had an idea this was coming. All of us had an idea this was coming. If you paid very close attention to Nike's moves since 2017, they started, listen, we know the mom and pop shops, they had their contracts pulled with Nike, but look at the larger retailers they pulled their stock from, whether it be Zappos or DSW, that was already underway. So the fact that now it made its way around to Foot Locker, it's a travesty, and oh my goodness, we have to jump out of all of the windows. My other question:
do you hold a substantial amount of stock in Foot Locker? I
am just curious. Do you hold a substantial amount of stock in Foot Locker? If not, their market value tanking doesn't affect you. It did not affect you. Was your retirement tied up in all of Foot Locker stock? Probably not, unless you're one of the C-level people that works. Unless you're one of, I should say, yeah, I guess I could say C-level still. Because you're chief something, if you're CEO, if you're CFO, if you're CMO, COO, yeah, it might have been a very bad day in the market, because a lot of times at that level, or even at VP or senior levels, their actual compensation is also partly tied to the stock at that time. So it can go up, it can go down, like J. Cole said. If you don't have substantial stock, calm down. What might have an effect on you, right, is the fact that they said different quantities. So if lower stock is made available to Foot Locker locations, then sure, it could affect you. However, with the amount of L's you're already complaining that you take on the Flex app, is that really going to change anything? You were taking L's then, you're going to take L's now. Seems like status quo. So all of the outrage, again, I feel like it was just really premature. It was an overreaction. These are just my thoughts. Just do better, like a little bit more effort, a little bit more comprehension. I know it's hard. I know we're just so used to just going and going or doing a whole lot of nothing, but please, for the love of everyone that has to interact with all of you online, can you please just comprehend when stuff is put in front of you? And publications, just please do better, because these headlines were a hot mess inside of a dumpster fire, inside of a train wreck. Okay? All right? Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. These are my thoughts on the Foot Locker and Nike news. Foot Locker is going to lean more into New Balance, Puma, other brands. Funny enough, them leaning into all of those plus Crocs. What's trending right now? What has the attention of the youth? New Balance, Puma, and Crocs. Yeah, I think they'll be okay. All right? Again, thanks for tuning in. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.